Kamyanets-Podilsky is a city on the Smotrych River in western Ukraine, to the northeast of Chernivtsi, formerly the administrative center of the Khmelnytskyi Oblast. The city is now the administrative center of the Kamianets-Podilsky Raion within the Khmelnytskyi Oblast, after the administrative center of the oblast was moved from the city of Kamyanets-Podilsky to the city of Khmelnytsky in 1941. The city itself is also designated as a separate district within the region. The current estimated population is around 101,728. Nomenclature. The first part of the city's dual name originates from Kamen, or Kamen, meaning stone, in the Old East Slavic language. The second part of the name relates to the historic region of Podolia, of which Kamyanets-Podilsky is considered to be the historic capital. Equivalents of the name in other languages are Polish Kamyanets-Podilsky, Romanian Khmelnytskyi Raion, Turkish Kamanis, Latin Kamyanesium, Hungarian Kamyanets-Podilsky, Yiddish. Geography. Kamyanets-Podilsky is located in the southern portion of the Khmelnytsky Oblast, located in the western Ukrainian region of Podolia. The Smotrych River, a tributary of the Dniester, flows through the city. The total area of the city comprises 27.84 square kilometers. The city is located about 101 kilometers from the oblast's administrative center, Khmelnytsky. History. Antiquity. Several historians consider that the city on this spot was founded by the ancient Dacians, who lived in what is now modern Romania, Moldova, and portions of Ukraine. Historians claim that the founders named the settlement Petridava or Klepidava, which originate from the Greek word Petra, the Latin lapis meaning stone, and the Dacian Dava meaning city. Middle Ages. Modern Kamyanets-Podilsky was first mentioned in 1062 as a town of the Kievan Rus state. In 1241, it was destroyed by the Mongolian invaders. In 1352, it was annexed by the Polish king Casimir III. In 1378 it became seat of a Roman Catholic diocese. In 1432 King Sigismund I the Old granted Kamyanets-Podilsky city rights. In 1434 it became the capital of the Podolian voivodeship and the seat of local civil and military administration. The ancient castle was reconstructed and substantially expanded by the Polish kings to defend Poland from the southwest against Ottoman and Tatar invasions. Thus it was called the gateway to Poland. Modern times. During the free election period in Poland, Kamyanets-Podilsky, as one of the most influential cities of the state, enjoyed voting rights. During the Khmelnytsky uprising, the Jewish community of Kamyanets-Podilsky suffered much from Khmelnytsky's Cossacks on the one hand, and from the attacks of the Crimean Tatars on the other. After the Treaty of Buchach of 1672, Kamyanets-Podilsky was briefly part of the Ottoman Empire and capital of Podolia. To counter the Turkish threat to the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, King Jan III Sobieski built a fortress nearby Okopy at Chernivtsi. In 1687, Poland attempted to regain control over Kamyanets-Podilsky and Podolia, when the fortress was unsuccessfully besieged by the Poles led by Prince James Louis Sobieski. In 1699, the city was given back to Poland under King Augustus II the Strong according to the Treaty of Karlowitz. The fortress was continually enlarged and was regarded as the strongest in the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. The preserved ruins of the fortress still contain the iron cannonballs stuck in them from various sieges. About the middle of the 18th century, Kamyanets-Podilsky became celebrated as the center of the furious conflict then raging between the Talmudic Jews and the Frankists. The city was the residence of Bishop Dembowski, who sided with the Frankists and ordered the public burning of the Talmud, a sentence which was carried into effect in the public streets in 1757. After the Second Partition of Poland in 1793, the city belonged to the Russian Empire, where it was the capital of the Podolya Governorate. The Russian Tsar Peter the Great, who visited the fortress twice, was impressed by its fortifications. One of the towers was used as a prison cell for Ustim Khamilyak, a prominent peasant rebel leader of the early 19th century, who managed to escape from it 3 times. In 1798, Polish nobleman Antoni Majewski founded a Polish theatre in the city. It was one of the oldest Polish theatres. In 1867, the Roman Catholic Diocese of Kamyanets-Podilsky was abolished by the Russian authorities. It was re-established in 1918 by Pope Benedict XV. Kamyanets-Podilsky was also the residence of the wealthy Joseph Yosel Gunsberg. During the latter half of the 19th century, many Jews emigrated to the United States, especially to New York, where they organized a number of societies. According to the Russian census of 1897, Kamianets-Podilsky remained the largest city of Podolya with a population of 35,934. In 1914, a direct railway line linked the city to Proskurov. World War I. During the World War I, the city was occupied by Austria-Hungary in 1915. With the collapse of the Russian Empire in 1917, the city was briefly incorporated into several short-lived Ukrainian states, the Ukrainian People's Republic, the Hetmanate, and a Directoria, and ended up as part of the Ukrainian SSR when Ukraine fell under Bolshevik power. During the Directorate period, the city was chosen as de facto capital of Ukraine after the Russian Communist forces occupied Kiev. During the Polish-Soviet War, the city was captured by the Polish army and was under Polish administration from November 16, 1919 to July 12, 1920. It was later ceded to Soviet Russia in the 1921 Treaty of Riga, which determined the future of the area for the next 7 decades as part of the Ukrainian SSR. Soviet times, Poles and Ukrainians have always dominated the city's population. However, as a commercial center, Kamyanets-Podilsky has been a multi-ethnic and multi-religious city with substantial Jewish and Armenian minorities. Under Soviet rule it became subject to severe persecutions, and many Poles were forcibly deported to Central Asia. Massacres such as the Vinnytsia massacre have taken place throughout the Podilya, the last resort of the independent Ukraine. Early on, Kamyanets-Podilsky was the administrative center of the Ukrainian SSR's Khmelnytskyi Oblast, but the administrative center was later moved to Proskurov. In December 1927, Time magazine reported that there were massive uprisings of peasants and factory workers in southern Ukraine, around the cities of Mohyliv-Podilsky, Kamianets-Podilsky, Tiraspol and others, against Soviet authorities. The magazine was intrigued when it found numerous reports from the neighboring Romania that troops from Moscow were sent to the region and suppressed the unrest, causing no less than 4,000 deaths. The magazine sent several of its reporters to confirm those occurrences, which were completely denied by the official press, naming them as barefaced lies. The revolt was caused by the collectivization campaign and the lawless environment in the cities caused by the oppressive Soviet government. World War II. Kamyanets-Podilsky was occupied by German troops on the 11th of July 1941. One of the first and largest Holocaust mass murder events occurred on 27–28 August 1941 near the town. In those 2 days, 23,600 Jews were killed, most of them Hungarian Jews and the rest mainly local Ukrainian Jews. As the researchers of the Holocaust point out, the Kamyanets-Podilsky massacre was the first mass action in the final solution conceived by the Nazis for the annihilation of European Jews. The number of its victims reached 5 figures. Eyewitnesses reported that the perpetrators made no effort to hide their deeds from the local population. On the 27th of March 1944, the town was freed from German occupation by the Red Army. On January 16, 1991, Pope John Paul II re-established the Roman Catholic Diocese of Kamyanets-Podilsky, which ceased to exist under Soviet rule. As of 2015, Kamianets-Podilsky is the third largest city of Podolia after Vinnytsia and Khmelnytsky. Culture. Main sites. The different peoples and cultures that have lived in the city have each brought their own culture and architecture. Examples include the Polish, Ruthenian and Armenian markets. Famous tourist attractions include the ancient castle, and the numerous architectural attractions in the city's center, including the Cathedral of Saints Peter and Paul, Holy Trinity Church, the City Hall building, and the numerous fortifications. Ballooning activities in the canyon of the Smotrych River have also brought tourists. Since the late 1990s, the city has grown into one of the chief tourist centers of western Ukraine. Annual Cossack Games and festivals, which include the Open Ballooning Championship of Ukraine, car racing and various music, art and drama activities, attract an estimated 140,000 tourists and stimulate the local economy. More than a dozen privately owned hotels have recently opened, a large number for a provincial Ukrainian city. Famous people: Nikolai Chebotaryov, noted Russian and Soviet mathematician, best known for the Chebotaryov density theorem. David Gunsberg, Russian Orientalist and Jewish communal leader, was born here. Joseph Kalambach, Polish historian of literature, was born here. Stanislaw Konispolski, Polish military commander, fought here. Mark Kopitman, Soviet-Israeli composer, born here. Mykola Leontovich, Ukrainian composer, studied and graduated from the city's theological seminary. Irina Merlini, female wrestler. Alexander Mikolovsky, Polish pianist, was born here. Mieczysław Michowicz, Polish politician, was born here. Szymon Okolski, Polish historian, lived here. Ferdynand Antoni Osandowski, Polish writer, explorer, professor, anti-communist and political activist, lived here. Krzysztof Radziwiłłowski was a town official in 1768. José Antonio Saravia, Spanish-born Russian general during the Napoleonic Wars, married and lived here. Zv Skula, actor and radio commentator, best known as the Rabbi in Fiddler on the Roof, was born here. Mendel Marcus Forum, Jewish author, lived here. Mikhail Starenky, a Bessarabian politician, was born here. Leonid Stein, Soviet chess grandmaster, was born here. Arthur Tracy, American singer, was born here. Anton Vasutinsky, painter, coin and medal designer, was born here. Mikhail Vela, Russian writer, was born here. Jan de Witt, famous Polish architect and commander of the local fortress. Jerzy Wolodyjowski, Polish colonel, the prototype for one of Henryk Sienkiewicz's characters, Mitchell Wolodyjowski, was killed here. Joseph Zajaczyk, Polish general, was born here. Morris Sedbridger, Canadian violinist, composer and conductor, was born here. Gallery. International relations. Twin towns, sister cities. Kamyanets-Podilsky is twinned with Kalisz in Poland.